Good Friday. How is everyone today? Hello, Maria. Good afternoon. uh, um, it's probably what everybody else has. I have a little sore throat thing going on. So maybe others are tired or under the weather from the stress of the holidays or whatever our life throws at us. In any case, we're going to do a couple of okay, here goes my brain today. We're gonna do a few virtues, and I'm going to save humility for tomorrow. All right, so let's get started before I forget what I'm doing here. In nomine Dei, Matronum Nostre, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of Dei Matronum Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, and humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany in Catholic contemplation. Most holy and venerable Trinity, one God and three divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Deum Matronam Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostre. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things, with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for all the graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to same. O Deum Matronam Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, O Deum Matronam Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Deum Matronam Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Deum Matronam Nostre, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, and my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostre, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Okay, so let's go to, let's see, the opposite of envy is kindness. So kindness or brotherly love is the next virtue, and it involves genuinely being happy at everyone's success, even those who you don't particularly like. We know we have this virtue if we do not ever badmouth someone who has obtained something that we think we deserve. One should acknowledge that it is Deum Atronam Nostre, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum's will that this particular series of events occurred in that person's life and not ours for a reason. Okay, the Trinitarian Theophany could be sanctifying that person now on earth, or may have plans to give us burdens now on earth, so that we will be sanctified forever in heaven. Always desire the latter. I concur. Meekness overcomes the sin of anger. Meekness is the virtue that controls resentment at others and cultivates patience. Angry outbursts at the smallest thing are characteristics of someone who does not have the virtue of meekness. And bipolar is also characteristic of someone who has parasites, an excessive amount, I should say. Usually, the Trinitarian Theophany will send people and events into these people's lives so that they can acquire meekness. I'm sure you all can experience and appreciate that one. Anger drives so many families apart and is totally useless in the long run. When Deum Iesum Christum was confronted with an angry mob, he did not open his mouth. He prayed for them instead. And that is our model for how we should do things as well. There is such a thing, though, as just anger. In this example they give is when Deum Iesum Christum upset the money changers. And that's been going on throughout the centuries, and that is just anger. Okay, and we have that today in our entire monetary system across the world. I was just came across an interesting video of a former police officer from England who had discovered through his research this group or entity called the House of Companies in England that basically was formed in the mid-1800s, I think right around the time of the United States' supposed Civil War. I honestly think it was a different event where so many people died. However, right about that same time is when this company formed, this House of Companies, and that was when the beginning of like corporations that we understand today. And it is so corrupt, he found, that you cannot expect any justice from the law system that we have. So he wants everybody to become aware that it is futile, in a sense, to attempt to get justice in the court system. So that's a just anger. We want to get rid of the anger over mere pittances. And lastly for today is diligence overcomes the sin of sloth. Diligence is the virtue that tells us to fulfill our duties in life, even if they get to be tiresome. These duties include our work, our home, our country, our faith here, your church here, and our families. Too many times people just want to move on when trials come to bear, like a sudden death, or when a hard to get along with spouse becomes unbearable, or when the boss demands too much. Prayer is the key here. Never forget that when you die, all the diligence you showed in your lifetime toward your loved ones and those you didn't love so much will be rewarded 100-fold. That's very good advice. All right, tomorrow we'll finish up with humility and begin. We're going to try and begin St. John the Cross. That is some deep stuff. Hopefully I can do it justice. Deum vobiscum, ecco capute. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum Hanc Immaculatum Hostium, quam ego indinius famulus tuus offerit tibi Deum eum vivum et verum, pro unum et dividibus peccatis et offensionibus, et negligentis meis et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sera pro omnibus fidelibus catalocorum vivis sacrae defunctis, ut mihi edidis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanis substantia dignitatem mei debitita condidissima, mei debidis reformaster da nobis pedihus sacra finimis Deum, eis divinitatis es egnatsotis quae militatis nostrae, fiede denotis es participes Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivet et regnat, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum da peccatis clementium, ut conspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totis mundi salute, cum odore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam rete Deum Iesum Christum, et sequiet sacrificium nostrum in conspectu tuo hodie, ut placia tibi Deum matronam nostrae Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Bene sanctificator. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificit apparate pro secundo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomine preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas ad oblationem cum tibi offerimus, a memoriam passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorum Deum matronam nostri et Papa Peter Sanctorum, et istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et iri pro nobis intercede, rediditer in celis, quorum amorem augemus in teres, per eundem Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meum ec vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat per Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, suscipia Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nomini, sui ad utilitatem quoque nostrum totiusque ecclesiae sui sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque pete, sursum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum vitius Deum est. Te tessimi mater, pater, Dei mater nostre, Dei patrum spiritum sanctum, fidem Iesum Christum filium tuum, Deum nostre, supplicis rogamus ac petimus, uti accepta habeas et sanctificas ex sanctam sacrificium illibata. In primis quae ferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare custodire adonare et regere digneris toto piterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famorum getorum. Pray for the sick and the suffering. Pray for Katie, Gage, Neil Nero Lively, Mark Jr., Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara, Benedict Santa Croce, Mindy Busquet, Casey, Ambletink, Mr. Nobody, the Cantu and Duarte families, John Cahill, Maria Lineweber, the Lineweber, Dasco, Nye, Tafor, Began, and Wolf families, Baby Began, and Alex Tafor. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first State of Acanthus Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, human trafficking of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange, without usury, for each nation across the world, across the earth. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. And we ask Deum Matronum Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum to destroy the satanic document of Vatican law, that is the Jewish Talmud, and the institution called the House of Companies. We ask you to destroy Rome and the Vatican and transfer the authority of the Catholic Church to Fatima, Portugal, and that you release the souls controlled by the demon Lilith and Asmodeus and send both of them to hell. All this we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognit est in ordo devotium, pro quibus tibi ferimus, verqui tibi offerotox sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animanum suarum, pro spe salutis et calamitatis suae, tibi quae redum fructo sua eterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memoriam venerantes in primis gloriose semper Deum Matronum Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum. Et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis precibus que concedas, ut in omnibus protectionis tuae manomum exilio pediendum Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblatione de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratum acceptabulum quae ficedi dineris ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum. Qui pridie quam paturetur recepit panem et sanctus sacramentis manus suas, et derivatis obliis in caelum ate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum sum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit frege didiquillum sui dicenzo cipite et manducat ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simine voto post ceremoniae sacipiens et hunc preclaram calicem in sanctus sacramentis manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Consecravit didiquillum sui dicenzo cipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis affondetur in remissionem peccatorum. Haec quotescum perficedit dissime mona facietis. Dei et memoris Deum nostro virtui, sed plebs tua sancta Iustum Christum filium tuum, Deum nostro et beate passiones nec non et event felis resurrectionis. Sadat in celos gloriosa ascensionis offerimus preclare maestati tutti tus dones actatis. Supraque propitio ac sereno voture spiciedi dineris. Supplices regamos Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, ibi hic per videre manus tuum, ut quod ex hoc autoris participationis sacro sanctum Deum filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem senimus, omni sanctificatione celestia gratia Dei amor, per in Christum Deum nostrum, nostrae. We pray for those who have died, and we especially pray for Lillian White, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum crescentibum locum refugere lucis et pacis, od alla geste proclama per in Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivificas, consecratis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Patrum omnipotentem in unitate Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum matronam nostre, gratia plena Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Deum matronam nostre, matronam Deum Iesum Christum misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quae sumus Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis presentibus et futuris. Et intercedente beata et gloriosa semper Deum matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in diebus nostris. Ut ope misericordiae Tue et vitae de peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per eundem Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum et quoque apud te, et cum extior consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat et cipendibus nobis in et salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te, Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae corporante Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum per mortem Tuam unum vivificasti. Libera me per hoc sacrosanctum corpus et sanguinem Tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me Tui semper inhalare mandatis, et atinum quam separari permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostrae Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis Tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in venius sumere presimo, non mihi proveniet in editium et condemnationem, sed pro Tui pietate prosit mihi a tutam benedictis corporis, et ad me Deum percipiendam, qui vivis et regnas cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestum accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrum non sunt dignus, ut itus utete meis in tanta verbis apparonum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignus, ut itus utete meis in tanta verbis apparonum mea. Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignus, ut itus utete meis in tanta verbis apparonum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quiduratur bondem Iesum Christum promnibus curatur mihi, calicem saitaris acipiament nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum Matronam nostri et ab inimicis meis salvacero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod ori sumptumus Deum Iesum Christum. Puramente capiam et immunem et temperae fit nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sum dissembus compata habe hera ficeribus meis presta, ut in me non remediat scella la macula quem purat sancta reficione sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee. O Deum Matronum Nostri et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ite mise est. Deum gratia. Pace tibi sancta Trinitum et secum servitutis mei preso ut sacrificium cor oculis tui maestatis in enus optori tibi sacerdote premique et omnibus. Pro quibus idut optolis iti miserante perpetuabe per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Matronam Nostri et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea matronam nostre et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of Dea matronam nostre, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum matronam nostre et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Thank you for coming, and thank you, Lucy, for your donation again. I very much appreciate that. Everything's going well. Hopefully this cold will move through the system, so I might have a runny nose tomorrow, but that's okay. We pursue and we're diligent, right? Please go and sanctify all those who you meet today. It's TDIF, so enjoy the last day of the week, of the work week anyway, for those of you who are still working and who have off weekends. No such thing as being off, right? All right, we'll see you tomorrow.